So in this episode, we are going to create actually the like and dislike system. In the last episode, we have created all these things via view.js. We have included these things via view, and now at this time for clicking this thumbs up button to like this post, and once more the thumbs up button if we have liked, then it will dislike that. So all these things in this episode and in this channel. So welcome back to Bitfumes. I'm your host Sarthak, and this is a channel where I talk about Laravel and the cool thing about Laravel. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Whew. Okay, so let's get started and let's open console, and you can see we have all these things here. And now what we firstly need, whenever I click, we have to do something. So first target is to do something when I click. So let's go to Sublime, and in the post here on this anchor tag, I have to say at click dot prevent. And what this dot prevent do, let's first see. So if I don't have this at click, refresh this, and if I click, it will reload this page because I have this href of nothing. But if I give this at click prevent, I think you guessed it right, it will prevent doing anything. I'm clicking this, you can see, and I'm clicking this, but it's not doing anything. But I want to do something, so I will use click.prevent is equal to like it. This is the function or the method I am going to create. So let's create this method. So comma, then method name is like it. I like it. Okay, so here we have to say simple called console.log, and I will say hello. Save it, go back, reload, and open console and click anyone, and you can see we are having hello every time we click any of this button. Okay, so we have this, and now we just have to post this data that we have clicked to our Laravel and to the database when, and we have to increment our like. Okay, so we have to do again the ajax thing. So I will go to app.js, copy this axios part from here, paste it here, and we have to give a new route. New route is save like. Okay, so I'm going to save the like system. So I have to create this. So I will go to web.php and create the same save like route here. So post controller save like, one more function we need. So save like, this will get request $request because we are passing everything via post request. So request all for checking, and let's go to post.view, and you can see we are passing this number. No, we don't have to pass any number. What we need to pass, we need to pass the ID of this blog or the post. We have to pass the ID of the post. But what we need to pass the ID, and we have all these IDs here. So firstly we have to get the ID from external world. So I will say post ID. This is the prop I have created. Now I will go to blog.blade.php, and I will say post id is equal to value.id. Okay, so save this, and now we have to pass that thing. So comma this thing, and I will say simply id is this dot post id. Whenever you are referencing any data or any properties of the current view instance, then you have to say this dot id. Okay, and this dot subtitle, this dot title, all these kind of things. So for now I'm going to console log everything we are getting. So reload and open console. It says post id is passed to component but cleared. So here is new problem. Whenever we are using camel case system, on the external world, we don't have to use camel case. Instead, we have to use dash id. So now refresh, you can see the error is gone. And now when I hit this thumbs up button, you can see we are getting the data from our controller, and that data is simply the id. Whatever we are passing, we are getting back. Okay, so we have this id we are returning back, but what we have to do, we have to increment our like system. But if I go and open SQL Pro, I will go to block series database, and here you can see we have this post and we have this like and dislike system. I think we don't need this because we have some different kind of structure now. So I will delete these things. So delete this one and delete this one also. And now I will create a new table called likes. So I have to open new terminal, and I will say here PHP artisan make migration for likes. So migration we are creating for likes. So hit enter, and we have created the migration. So let's go to database migration, and at the bottom we have this likes. Oops, we have forgot to create this create table part, but it doesn't matter. Let's copy from schema. Okay, so likes, and here we have. So we have to create likes table, and this table will only have two things. One is integer of user underscore id, another is post underscore id, and that should be again once more integer. Okay, so user underscore id and post underscore id. Let's run the migration. So PHP artisan migrate, and now it's created. So I will go here, refresh, and you can see likes table is here with these fields. Okay, so the next thing is to create the relationships between user, like, and post. So we have this likes table. Whenever we hit on, whenever user hit on this thumbs up button, we need to give new entry here, like user id, like say 3, and the post id, let's say 170. Okay, so this is the thing we have to create, and whenever the same person clicking, then we have to check if it is there, we have to remove this. That means this person who has liked it, it's now disliked this or removed his like. Okay, so that's the simple thing. So what we need now, we need to give that entry. So here in the controller, the post controller, whenever we are saving, firstly we have to save this. So what I will do, I will use like model, but we don't have the model. Let's create that model once more. So PHP artisan make model, and that should be inside model slash user slash like. It is created. So you can see, let's close this database, and in the user, oops, oh, I have created this. Okay, so I have to run once more with forward slash. Okay, so now it's on this user folder inside model. Okay, so we have to create this thing. So I will say $like is equal to new like. Okay, and I will say like arrow user underscore id is equal to auth colon id. Then same thing, but this time this has to be post underscore id, and now we have post id in our request arrow id. Okay, and the last thing, like arrow save. Okay, so we have this thing done, and let's go and refresh this, click here, and it says some error. Let's see the error. Okay, this one. Okay, controller like. Okay, yeah, we have to include it at the top. So I have used it PHP companion, so at the top it's good. So once more, click here, and once more it's giving error which says auth not found. What I'm doing. Okay, so facade, refresh, and click. Oh, once more. Very nice. User ID cannot be null. Yeah, because we are not logged in. So that's why we are getting this error and we are not getting any ID. So firstly, we have to include this system. If user is not logged in, we have to redirect the user to the login page. So for that, firstly we have to grab the login system. So I will again use a new prop called login, and this prop will get data from here, which is like login is equal to, that should be auth colon colon check. Okay, so let's go and refresh and go to view dev tool, and it's giving error which says oops. Let's see if I don't use this colon. That's will, yeah, that's nice. Okay, now if I click any one, you can see login is empty because we are not logged in. But if I log in here, login, you can see if I go to home page once more and now click this, login is 1. So if login is 1, that means we are logged in. If login is nothing, that means we are not logged in. Okay, so we are not logged in. I have logged out from here and login is empty. Okay, so we have this login system. So now we have to firstly check. So I will say if again this dot login, if we have this dot login some kind of value, so we will use this Axios part. Okay, so move it. Otherwise what we have to do, else we have to redirect. So window dot location is equal to simple login. So if we have the value, then that means the login is having value of 1, then we are going to use this Axios part. Otherwise redirecting to login page. Go back, reload the page, hard reload, and you can see we are not logged in, and if I click here, we are redirecting back to login. So let's log in now, and now if I go root URL, and yeah, we have this thing, and now if I click here, you can see we are getting the response, and if I go here, refresh this, a new entry is here. So let's delete to verify. Once more, empty this table. We don't have anything here. Like one more time, reload. Yay, we have this data. That means we have completed this system, but you can see it still remains 0. So what we need to do, whenever the response is successful, then what we need to do, we have to increment this 0. But how we will increment? So instead of 0, I will use data, and the data is like count, and this like count is a data, not a prop. So I have to use data, so that should be like this, that will return this like count, and that should be initially 0. Okay, and whenever we have to, so next we have to increment this. So this dot like count plus is equal to 1. Okay, so we will just increment this. So let's go refresh, and it's something, what's that, unexpected. Yeah, okay, we have to give here comma, refresh one more time, and yeah, let's click here, and yes, you can see one is here. If I again click, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But here is the problem. All these entry for one user, that means one user has liked it many times. We have to restrict it. So we will restrict it later, but before that, what we need, okay, so if I refresh this, if I click, it's 1, and if I log out, it has to be 1 here. It's 0 for now. It's not staying. So what we need to count these tables. So if I reload, we have one entry for this post. So we have to count this, and we have to give that like. So that this means we have to create a relationship between our post and our like. So let's go to model, user, and post. Create a new relationship, let's say likes, and this will get this arrow. Obviously one post can has many likes, so that should be like. So app model user like. Okay, and the table name we have to give like, because we are not using the traditional Laravel way of creating the pivoted table. So we have to give this like table here. So we have created this, and in the like model we have to create same thing. So I will say post, or simple post, not posts. We have to say $this arrow belongs to, this belongs to app model user post. Okay, so this only belongs to that post, and we have created the post. Okay, so we have created these things. So now let's go here on the post controller, and we have to get the post along with likes. So I will say likes, and this is the saying is equivalent to get every post with the relationship of likes. So let's go and refresh, and you can see it's now giving error which says, okay, relationship like not found. So I think that should be likes. Refresh, and again column likes dot like not found. Okay, okay, so the problem is here we have to specify this table, not here in the post. I have to specify in the likes. So we have to give the like, and the like table name is here. Okay, now go refresh, and yes, you can see we have these things. So if you see this data, you can see for the first one I have like also, which is having only one like. That's good, but I have like. But if I go to first one, this that was 0, that was, this is 1, and the likes relation is empty. Same for second. But if I click on second one, and oh, it's asking for login, so login here. Okay, go to home page, okay, this one, and I click for this, refresh, and go to network, all post, first one, and here also I have like, 0th one I have also like, but for second I don't have likes. Okay, so we just have to give this thing. So what I will do, I will pass again a new property called likes. So it will actually the total likes. So blog.blade.php, it will now a new prop call like, and that should be value dot likes dot length. Okay, and here is like. Oops, my mistakes. So dot length one more time, and here we have likes is equal to value dot likes dot length. Refresh, and if I go here, first one, you can see likes is 1, here likes is also 1, but the post like is 0. Okay, so we have to give this thing. So here we create one thing called created. Whenever this created, we will say this dot like count is equal to this dot likes. Okay, so what we have done here, whenever we are loading any post from Vue.js, then we are passing whatever we are getting value for the props of likes to the like count. Initially like count is 0, but it's here. So give a comma here, go back, reload, and you can see now we have 1 and 1 and 0 and 0. So this is everything is good. So if I click here, 1 is there, and refresh, the ninth one is still 1. Okay, so we will continue in the next episode with the actual system, the final part of this system, and after that, one or two video more for tweaking up many things. So if you have any doubt, feel free to message me, comment me, and you can like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share these videos because this series is such an awesome series. I really like this series. Okay, so you can also support me if you want to donate any amount. You are free on the patreon.com. You can donate $1 or more, and I will continue to teach you all these things on this channel, and stay tuned. We will meet in the next episode. Till then, goodbye.